Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing my April TBR video. I feel like I had a really surprisingly good reading month in March. Honestly, I have just been having a really good reading month overall for all of 2019. I really think it's because, with the exception of Contemporary-a-thon, I've really been mood reading and picking up what I feel like picking up, and if I start something and I'm not really into it, I've been kind of ruthless with putting things aside and starting something that I am actually interested in, so that's really just kept me engaged. I haven't put pressure on myself or made myself feel like there are certain books that I absolutely have to read, or else, and it's just done wonders for my reading year. So I'm hoping to continue with that momentum going into April, and these are the books that I am currently most excited about that I can't wait to read. The first book that I can't wait to read is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is one that I'm sure you've heard so much about already, but it follows a band, and it's kind of like a behind the scenes look at this band called the Six and how they got together with Daisy Jones, kind of were just propelled to the forefront of stardom, and at the height of their career they ended up breaking up, but nobody really knows why. So this is supposed to be kind of like the inside story, and it's all told through interviews. So I've heard mixed things about the format. I know that that seems to be throwing some people, but I think that it's something that I'm really going to enjoy. I'm quite excited to read this one. Next on my list is If I'm Being Honest by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca. This was sent to me by Penguin Teen, and I'm so excited to read this one. I really love their first book, Always Never Yours, so I can't wait to read this one. This is actually inspired by Taming of the Shrew, whereas their first one heavily focused on Romeo and Juliet. It's about a girl named Cameron who has a reputation for not being very nice, and she decides to go back and make amends with all of the people in her past because she's into this guy and he really likes nice people. So she tries to kind of change herself so that he'll like her, but then along the way she kind of realizes maybe she shouldn't change herself for a guy, maybe she likes herself how she is. So it's kind of a story of self-discovery, and I really loved, like I said, I really loved Always Never Yours, and that main character was definitely someone who could be seen as an unlikable character, and I feel like Cameron is going to be the same, but I personally loved the heroine from the first book, and I have a feeling that I'm going to love this one as well, just because it's so nice to read something different. I know I'm gonna love the Shakespeare references. I'm quite excited. Next on my TBR is A Heart in the Body in the World by Deb Coletti. So many of my best friends have loved this book, so I'm really eager to get to it. It just won a Prince Award, which is a very high honor. It's about a girl who is a survivor, and she takes up running, and she's living with a lot of survivor's guilt, and it's all about her experience and how running helps her to get through the feelings that she's experiencing. It sounds like it's gonna be super sad and super powerful, but I cannot wait to read it. Like I said, so many of my best friends just love this one, so I've been kind of dying to pick it up ever since I heard about it. Next, I would like to read The Penderwicks at Point Moet. This is the third book in the Penderwick series. I love this series so much, you guys don't even know. It follows four sisters, and it's just so adorable, and the way that it's written, it feels like a classic book. I have to keep reminding myself while I read it that this is actually a modern story and it's not set in the past, as much as my brain refuses to believe that. But they're just so well written, they're so uplifting, so enjoyable. This is the third one. I gave books 1 and 2 5 stars, so I'm very much looking forward to this one. Next, I would like to read The Dollhouse by Fiona Davis. This is an adult historical fiction novel. I've been really enjoying historical fiction lately, and I've really been wanting to get into Fiona Davis because all of her stories are set in New York City, which I obviously have an interest in since that's where I live. This one takes place at the Barbizon Hotel for Women in the 1950s. I believe this is also a dual timeline novel, so it takes place in the past, and then there's also a more current storyline where they're trying to uncover a secret of something that happened at this hotel back in the 50s. Also on my list is Catwoman Soul Stealer by Sarah J. Maas. This is the only Sarah J. Maas book that I own that I haven't read yet, and it feels really weird to own a book by her and not to have read it and to have had it for so long, because normally I read her books the second that they come out, but I truly loved Batman by Marie Lu, so I'm really hoping that I'm going to love Catwoman just as much. I have a feeling that I will, since I really do love Sarah J. Maas and her writing, but yeah, it's just been too long and I'm really looking forward to getting to it. I also really want to read Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This is such a cute sounding book. Follows the son of the president in America, and the president is a woman, which is awesome. He has kind of a rivalry going with the Prince of England, and the two of them end up getting into a fight. They want to improve international relations, so the son, Alex, is like kind of forced into doing these publicity stunts in order to get closer to the prince and make it seem like everything is fine between them. And then a romance forms between the two of them, but it's obviously really difficult for the first son to have a relationship with the Prince of England, and it just sounds like it's going to be super cute, and I just can't wait. Then I also want to read Somewhere Only We Know by Maureen Gu. This is her newest book, and it follows a girl. She's a K-pop star, and she's making her American debut, and she's at her hotel late at night, and she decides that she really needs to have a burger, so she goes out to try to get a snack, and she has a run-in with an American who is a paparazzi, and the two of them end up having this like really fun night together. Probably they're gonna end up falling in love, and it sounds like it's gonna be cute. And then the last book that I really want to get to is one that is going to be a reread for me, and that is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I have only read the first Mistborn book, and I really want to continue with the series, but I really want to reread the first book because it's been about 2 or 3 years, I want to say, since I read Final Empire. So I want to go back and reread it and then go ahead and continue on with the series. And Andrew actually has to do the same, so maybe I'll pressure him too. But yeah, this was like for sure happening in April. So those are all of the books that I have on my April TBR. Let me know if you've read anything that I've mentioned, if you're excited for any of the arcs that I'm planning on reading, because some of them just sound so good. I can't wait for them to be released. I especially really love Somewhere Only We Know, like the spine. It has this beautiful rainbow spine. I'll show you. How pretty is that? I'm really hoping that I love this one so that I will pick up a finished copy because I just need that on my shelf. But that is all that I have for this video, so I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!